Jonathan, you there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to talk to you guys. Today's the first day I'm actually watching y'all's show, and first off, I wanted to say that really appreciate it. I'm not myself an atheist, but I love how calm and, just the honesty that you approach every single caller that you have come in. You're not trying to, get anyone mad at you or anything like that. You're just there to give information.
That's an exaggeration. I appreciate it. But I do get irritated and snippy on occasion, so it's not every caller.
This is why we have our, calming Buddhist cow here. Yeah, he just it's a very look here. He can sit on your shoulder for a while, and you're just going to be mellow now for the next 5 minutes or so at least.
Maybe solve this.
I just had a quick thing. The last caller that mentioned Zeno's paradox and said that he was fundamentally wrong with his math, and the reason that Zeno made that paradox was to point out to the Greeks that there is something smaller than one. The Greeks only they measured in basically like little pieces of a ruler. They would measure it out like that, and so their math was fundamentally wrong. It couldn't be broken down farther than one, and they had the problem with the triangle that was one side, and then they couldn't figure out how long the hypotenuse would be on a right triangle. That's all that Zeno was actually trying to do with it, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way that the guy said that he was basically fundamentally wrong with his math.
Oh. You mean, I didn't know this. You're saying Greeks did not have a concept of zero?
Yeah, they actually there was actually movements in Greece that were firmly against zero.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I knew about the Pythagoreans trying to hide the square root of 2 as the mystical truth of the public just can't know about this irrational numbers. I mean, it just
exactly. It was along that same vein. Yeah, Zeno made that paradox to show to the Greeks that there was something smaller than one, and that their math was fundamentally broken from the get-go, and that they should really try to adapt their mathematics to something new that would actually work out when you were trying to get to numbers smaller than one or decimals or anything like that. It's not just whole integers.
So who first applied? When was zero first widely? Who was responsible for that?
I believe that zero was an Arabic concept.
Yeah.
The Arabs and the Babylonians, I think, were the first recorded to have it, and I don't think that they had it from the same principles. They came to it in their own ways.
The important thing, and we appreciate the call, Jonathan. I'm going to let you go and let everybody know that we got room on the lines now. The important thing is that despite all these gods that were revealing things to people, none of them bothered to reveal zero. None of them bothered to reveal irrational numbers. None of them bothered to explain these conceptual paradoxes. None of them bothered to explain about the speed of light. This is all stuff that we had to kind of figure out.
People had to figure those sorts of things.
None of them bothered to explain about, viruses and bacteria causing diseases.
This is why I always really have a good chuckle whenever I hear, say, fundamentals on the Christian television networks talk about how, if you look at the Bible, all modern science is in there, and it has been for... And it's like, if people weren't applying it, what good was it? If we didn't have... MRIs and cancer treatments, 1,000 years ago. What good was it to have all of that material in there, and why wasn't the revelation of it clear enough to allow people to do things like, inoculate against the Black Death back in the 1300s?
Yeah, and why is it that we can only find that stuff with a little selective reading after we've already discovered it on our own?
Yeah, so it's... it's always kind of funny there.
So while we're waiting for the next batch of callers to be screened, as a reminder, we're trying to take as many calls as we can today, and I realize that we might have gone a little too long about Zeno, so we'll cut that. I'm going to go ahead and hit some of the regular announcements just so people know. We're sponsored by the Atheist Community of Austin, a nonprofit educational organization promoting positive atheism and the separation of church and state. The website's right there on the bottom of your screen, www.atheist-community.org. You can email tv@atheist-community.org, and that goes to myself, the co-host, some of the people behind the scenes. We can't promise to answer every one of them. We do read all of them. We appreciate feedback, comments, criticism, show suggestions, music suggestions, pointing out errors. Oh boy, do I get some notes pointing out, errors. It's always kind of fun. In addition to this program, the ACA also sponsors a bi-weekly internet audio podcast called The Non-Prophets. That's PROPHETS, and that's not the web. There it is. Nonprofitsradio.com is the website. We were live yesterday. We'll be live again in 2 weeks, Saturdays from 2 to 3:30 Central. We don't take live calls on that show, but we do We run a chat service in conjunction with the show. You can log in, talk to people, hang out, have a good time, and we're probably going to be having somebody more active in chat in the near future.
And don't forget about the AE blog, too, which is atheistexperience.blogspot.com, which I have not been as active on lately. I've just had too much work intruding with my life, damn it all. But I should be getting back to that next week. But we have other fine participants there. Jen throws in some good posts. Tracy, Matt, about once every,
Blue moon?
Yeah. Well, blue.
I'm the blue moon poster.
Green with purple polka dot moon. And Russell. So it's a good little group, a good little team effort there, and get some fun reader comments. And also our pals in Australia, Lloyd and Alan and Rachel and the McAlpines have put together a Facebook fan group for both the Atheist Experience and the nonprofits.
And they've got their own blog that they're running. They're
they
doing
do.
all kinds of stuff in Sydney. If you're listening to the show in the Sydney area, you should probably start looking them up if you're not already a part of it.
That's right.
In addition, after this program's over, we get together and go for dinner at Threadgill's. Hey, we lost a caller.
No, call back. Don't go away.
But don't erase that yet.
Yeah. No, it's all right. We were literally getting ready to talk to you in like a minute, half a minute.
You were like 3 seconds from getting on the air when you decided to hang up. Sorry. But anyway, we go to dinner at Threadgill's. The address is on the bottom of the screen. The show's on until 4:30. We'll be down there around 5 o'clock. Any atheist or atheist-friendly person is welcome to come to any of our events. And speaking of events, in addition to the lecture series that we have on the first Sunday of every month, which was this morning, we had Oak Park come down and speak to us, a retired Air Force colonel. Lots of good information there. Is that the same guy?
We'll find out.
And Thursday night's happy hour on the September 6th. Yesterday we have the ACA garage sale. September 20th we have the ACA Bat Cruise. There's information on the website about contacting and paying so that we can pay for that big boat that we got. We need at least 50 people. There's a lot of people who've committed over things like Facebook and stuff and are saying that they're just planning on showing up and paying, but we're looking for some confirmation. September 27th is a trip to San Antonio to go to the zoo.
And what's the word on the next pub crawl?
There isn't word yet.
Okay, so
We're
still
still
thinking
waiting
about
on some people to sober up from the last pub crawl.
Wow, a whole year ago. You guys must have really
it was
just...
only 6 months.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do it more often.
Must have been some good stout.
All right.